What's up, guys? It's Josh here from KeepItTechie, where I help you learn Linux and break into the tech field one command at a time. And today we're checking out MX Linux 25.1, codename Infinity, and specifically the XFCE edition, which is honestly where MX really shines for a lot of people. Now, before we get too far in, if you enjoy Linux content that's practical, honest, and beginner friendly, go ahead and hit that like button and consider subscribing. It helps the channel more than you might think, and it tells YouTube this kind of content is worth pushing. Now, in this video, we're going to talk about what MX Linux actually is and where it comes from, what's new in the 25.1 release, why people keep recommending MX Linux year after year, and whether this distro makes sense for you in 2026. And that's with no hype, no distro war nonsense, just real talk and real usage. All right, let's get into it. So I'm at MX Linux, and of course I'll have the link down in the description of the video so you can get over here to the site and check it out for yourself. But MX Linux is one of those distros that quietly does everything right. It's developed by the MX Linux team in collaboration with the anti-X community, and it's built on Debian stable. And that right there tells you a lot. Debian stable means long-term reliability, conservative updates, and fewer surprises. Now, MX takes that solid base and layers on tools, polish, and usability that Debian itself doesn't ship out of the box. Now, philosophy-wise, MX is about control, stability, and choice. It doesn't chase trends. It doesn't try to reinvent Linux. It focuses on being dependable, efficient, and respectful of your hardware. Now, let me hop over and show you guys the download page right fast, because I want to show you the different versions. Like I said, we're going to focus on the XFCE version today, but they also have a KDE version and a Fluxbox version as well. And you can also spin up a Raspberry Pi with this version down here. But like I said, for this video, I'm going to use that XFCE version, which is the most popular MX edition. As you know, I like XFCE. It's lightweight, fast, and traditional with the panel, menu, system tray, and all that good stuff. Now, the package management under the hood, it uses apt for the package management, Debian stable repos, plus curated MX repositories. So you're not stuck waiting forever for critical stuff, but you're also not getting bleeding edge breakage. Now, let me go back to the main page because I wanted to go over to their blog, because as you can see on January 19th, 2026, the Infinity ISO became available. And I wanted to let you guys know some of the important changes with this latest release. And just to break it all down for you, this release is mostly about refinement, but there are some important changes. For instance, updated Linux 6.12 kernel across most editions. The XFCE AHS variation ships with the newer Liquor IX 6.18 kernel for newer hardware. And I'm not even sure if that's how you pronounce that kernel version, but that's the way I'm gonna say it for right now. Someone correct me in the chat if I'm saying it wrong. But it also ships with Mesa 25.3.3 on that AHS builds, and all updates pull in from Debian 13.3 plus the MX repos. But the biggest change, and this is classic MX, is the return of dual-init support. MX now ships with systemd and sysv inits on the same ISO. And here's how it works. On the live boot menu, you choose which init system you want. The installer sets that choice as your default. The other init system stays available in Grub under advanced options. Now, if you're new to Linux and thinking, what does any of that mean? Don't stress. The default works fine and you never have to touch it. But for long-term Linux users who care about init systems, this is a huge quality of life win. Now, MX also solved some past pain points here, like fewer POKIT and dbus issues, no more maintaining custom systemd packages outside of Debian, also cleaner security update flow. Now, there is a known live USB persistent issue with semi-automatic persistence under dual-init, but it doesn't affect normal installed systems. Most people will never notice it. And if you already run MX25 single init, you're still fully supported. Nothing is forced on you. And that right there is peak MX energy, in my opinion. All right, so that's enough about the updates. Let's go down and hop into the installation, and I'll walk you guys through everything live. All right, so I'm booted up into the live ISO, and as you can see, I'm at the grub menu, and you have a couple different options. And like I stated a little earlier, you can pick whichever init system you want to use. So you got sysv init, and you got systemd. You can also check the integrity of the live media. You can also language, keyboard, time zone, set all that. Advanced options, you can go up in there and look at that. Memory test, boot rescue menu, that's if you already have it installed, you can go in there. Now what I'm gonna do is just pick systemd because it's pretty much the easiest. Now once you set this, you know, it'll install based on what you select here. So I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna select systemd. So let's go down there and press enter, and this will boot based on systemd. And let's just give it a couple of seconds to boot up so we can go through the install. I just wanted to at least show you guys that menu so you see the options that you have. Now, the first thing it'll do, it'll go straight to the desktop and it'll bring up the MX welcome screen. And so you can go through here and look at the different options right up in here. There is the install script that's right here on the desktop, but you got frequently asked questions, user manual, that'll bring up all the websites and all that stuff, the wiki, the tools, tweaks, forms. And so you can play around with the system right here on the live ISO. And as you can see, the user demo, and the password is demo, and then the super user is roots and root for the password. But we're gonna go down and walk through the install. I'm gonna just hit install, and what it's gonna do is check our installation media, which I just downloaded this media like 2 days ago, so it should be good. And as you can see, you can skip it. All you have to do is press escape, but I'm gonna just let it go and check our media. All right, so we are good. Here's the terms of use. So MX Linux is an independent Linux distribution based on Debian stable. So you can read the rest of that information, but down here is the keyboard settings. So it picks up your model layout. You can change that keyboard settings, but we're not gonna mess with it. We're gonna hit next. Right here, it's gonna ask you to select your hard drive. And so it automatically picked up the one drive I have set for this virtual machine, which is a 32 gigabytes. It'll pick up more. If it recognizes more, you can encrypt it. You can customize your disk layout. Let's say you want to separate your home directory from all your other system directories like var, etc, and all that stuff. Or you could replace an existing installation if you want to, but that is experimental. It does put it there in parentheses. So let's go down and hit next there. And it says format and use the entire drive. And yes, we want to do that. So let's go down and hit start. And so what it's going to do is partition your drive. You'll see it go through. It says installation and process. It's going to create a swap file. This is the size of our swap, and you can adjust it if you need to. You can enable hibernation support. You can enable ZRAM swap if you want to. I'm just going to leave that there. Hit next there because we can set our computer name. So I'm gonna just leave it MX. And I could put 25. Let's put 25. You can put a domain name there. I'm not really gonna put a domain name. I'm just leave it work group as right there. Your locale, so it's American English, which is fine. You can put your location in here to configure your time zone. So I'm gonna put, let's see, what is it? Los Angeles is what I always use. There we go. Los Angeles, system clock uses local time, that's fine. Server settings, let's see what we got in here. Okay, so you could turn on and off services if you want to. So that's cool as an option. Now let's go down and hit next there, and this is where we can set our account. And as you can see, it is currently doing the installation. So, you know, like in Ubuntu, it starts in the background, it's running in the background while you're creating your accounts and all that stuff is copying everything over. At least on the server version, you can see it going while you're doing all this stuff in the background, where you actually can see it, but this is actually showing you that it's actually doing it in the background. But I'm gonna create my super strong password. So let's go on and type something in here that's strong enough to pass. And then we want to, let's see, root administrative accounts. That's if you want one. This should have root privileges. Let's just go down and put a root password in there as well, just to activate the root account. Auto login, we're not gonna mess around with that. Save live desktop changes. We're not gonna do that because I didn't make any changes to the live desktop, but that's one thing you can do. So if you make any changes to your live desktop while you're playing around with it, it will save those changes and put it on your main setup once it finishes installing. So let's go down and hit next. And then that's pretty much it. All we have to do is wait for it to finish installing, and then it'll let us know when the installation is complete and we'll be good to go. So I'll be back when it finishes. All right, so that installation is complete. So let's go down there and reboot, and we'll go through a little bit of the desktop environment. Right, now that it's installed and we spent some time using it, let's talk honestly. Some of the strengths. Stability is still the headline. MX is rock solid. Install it and forget it solid. So it's perfect for daily use, learning Linux, school, work, or running on older machines. And we all know that XFCE version is clean and responsive, so no visual chaos, menus make sense, settings are organized, performance is snappy even on modest hardware. And MX tools are actually useful. This is one of MX's secret weapons. We got our snapshot tool, repo and kernel management, boot repair, live USB tools. These are the kind of things beginners don't know they need yet, and power users appreciate not having to script themselves. Also, you have that choice without chaos. MX gives you flexibility without dumping complexity on you. Now, some of the weaknesses. It's conservative by design. If you want the newest desktop environment or experimental features, this might feel slow. Default look is functional, but not so flashy. I mean, it's fine, it works, but if you want eye candy, you'll be doing some theming. Now, one thing about MX is not trying to be everything. It doesn't chase gaming optimization or create a workflow out of the box. You can build that, but it's not pre-opinionated. Now, the performance, like I said, XFCE, man, you got your low RAM usage, fast boot times, minimal background overhead. I mean, this runs great on older laptops and virtual machines. And so who I think this is for, I would recommend it to Linux beginners who want stability, or people leaving Windows and wanting something familiar. Also home lab users who value reliability. Anyone tired of constant breakage. Now, who's this not for? I would say those distro hoppers chasing the newest tech. Also people who want flashy desktops without tweaking. Also users who only want bleeding edge software. This may not be the best distro for you. Now, where MX fits in the Linux ecosystem, I would say it sits in a really important place. It's more user-friendly than Debian, it's more stable than rolling releases, and more configurable than most beginner distros. In my opinion, it's a grown-up Linux distro in the best possible way. So yeah, MX Linux 25.1 doesn't try to impress you with flash, it earns trust instead. If you're looking for a Linux distro that respects your time, your hardware, and your learning curve, MX is absolutely worth trying out. Go ahead and drop a comment down below and let me know, have you used MX Linux before? I know I've covered it in the past. And also, are you team systemd or sysv-init, or you don't really care as long as it boots up? Now, if you have any questions, go down and ask them down in the comments. If you got suggestions for future distro reviews, go down and throw those down below as well. And thanks for hanging out with me today. Keep learning, keep exploring, and of course, keep it techie. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Yo, what's up, y'all? Listen, if you've been sitting there thinking about making a move, let me tell you, tech is where it's at. I don't care where you coming from, whether you've got a degree, a GED, or just pure hustle. There's room for you in this game. You see, tech is more than just keyboards and code. It's solving problems, creating opportunities, and building the future. You already have what it takes, because tech doesn't care where you start. It cares where you're willing to go. You can teach yourself Linux, learn Python, break into cybersecurity, or even launch your own app. And the resources are out here for free. And yes, you heard me, free. Now, yeah, it's gonna take effort. You'll have to grind, but think about this. The time is gonna pass anyway. So why not invest it in a skill that'll change your life? I mean, tech doesn't just pay the bills, it opens doors to freedom, stability, and generational wealth. So stop doubting yourself, start small, stay consistent, and keep building. Because this isn't just a career, it's a movement. And guess what? You belong here. So let's get it, because the future is yours to build. Keep it techie.
Wow.